Hey YouTubers, coming at you with another Isuzu video. Just a quick one though. What we're doing, we got a 1995 Isuzu pickup, and it's had some front end damage, front end collision on the left front quarter, and we've got several donor rodeos, and we're going to use rodeo front end parts instead of buying the OE type stuff that came on it. So basically what that's going to consist of is headlights, headlight housing, the rodeo grill, which is a little more bulbous, it sticks out. Still have the same bumper, but we're going to use all the components from the rodeo. So anyway, first things first, 95 pickup, well actually 88 to 95 pickup and the 91 to 97 rodeo are the same from the front doors forward. So in other words, most of the parts, or all the parts, are interchangeable with each one. There's a few particulars, like the pickups, early pickups had vent windows, a few things like that that might not be interchangeable, but for the biggest part of it, it will be. Actually, the radiator support is going to have a few less holes on the pickup than the rodeo does in order for the grill to work and the headlight housings from the rodeo. So what we got here is, this is parts out of the rodeo. This is the headlight, of course, that'll be going in this housing. This is the housing from a rodeo. And you're going to strip all this stuff off. There's a metal housing for the sealed beam that's going to come from the factory. Take that all out, take this part out, and it leaves these things here. You'll pop this out. You'll pop these screw holders out. There'll be a backing. It's like a little rubber backing. That'll go behind that. This will go behind. This come out of the rodeo. It'll go behind the housing. Put that in there. There'll be some little rubber. You can see there. It's like Phillips head plastic screws. It'll screw that back into these existing things from the rodeo. All right. When it comes to the housing, you're going to have one hole over toward the center of the radiator support. It's going to be your reference point. You're going to take your housing from your rodeo, put it up here, go ahead and put your bolt in, then you're going to bring it back up, tie it into the quarter, and there'll be a screw that goes in here. Okay, then you got the top of your housing in place, and at the bottom you got two more bolts that'll hold it in. Actually, there is no hole, so you'll have to take a drill. What we do is just you put these in and then bore here, just bore straight through and come back with some hex head bolts. Then you've got your housing in there, and then of course you'll have to change a plug here from the sealed beam to fit a 9004 bulb like that the rodeos, troopers and stuff have in it. Okay, you've got that took care of. On your grill, all right, the factory grill on the pickup has got 2 points that it'll go in. Okay, on the rodeo, there's a beam that's not in the grill where it drops down and comes all the way across to accommodate that bigger headlight. It'll have 2 more here. You're going to put your grill up there, and you'll take a little, you may have to have a spacer on the back, but you'll just bore those straight and do a sheet metal screw tying that in. And then the rest of it will pop in on the corners like this. And I'll show you on the grill. Whereas on your pickup, you just have these 2 on top, and here you've got 2 additional ones on the top. I was on the back side, sorry, right here and right here. These are on your pickup, then you'll have these 2 on the rodeo. You have to make holes for that. So the grill is basically a little different at the bottom. So there's an 89, so it's basically the same except for a different bumper, and it's got the straight grill in it. All right, and then on your 97 rodeo, this is what we're going to be going to, that type front end. You see the difference? All right, and basically we've got a couple donor rodeos, and we're just going to use those parts and try to save some money. And you can find a donor rodeo a lot easier than you can a pickup. The parts for this Isuzu stuff is getting a little more scarce. Some of it is, and then some of it you can still find a lot of it online and things. But these parts are pretty expensive if you buy them new, and you can still get some new. That's like the bottom or spoiler or air dam that's on that, the plastic one you can see. I picked a couple of those up for a couple of dollars. You can find them, and then they run about $14-15 if you need that for the bumper. Well, we're going to go back with an LS bumper, and it'll be chrome on here. Where this is an S model pickup, so it did have a black bumper. We'll go back with a chrome. And those things are really the biggest difference. And we're going to shoot another video once we get this thing put together. We're about there. We had to put a new radiator in, some air conditioning components and things like that, and then we'll shoot another video to show you how it turns out. But anyway, thought this might help someone. All right, thanks.